Hey, how are you, love? Can you tell everybody else that um I am live right now? Queenie, chill. Thank you. Much appreciated. Mhm. We will get started in just a moment, guys. We're gonna get started in just one moment. I do have a dog, so if you guys get a little distracted, I do apologize. It's my baby. She's making a lot of noise. It's okay. She's just a puppy. Okay. In one moment, guys, as I get myself together. Hello, hello. You guys tell me where you guys are coming from if you're new here. We're going to get started in just a moment. We'll get started in just a moment, guys. Give me a second, guys. Hello, hello. We're going to talk about Pluto retrograde and soul contracts, relationships, all that good stuff. Trying to find my tribe here on YouTube. So if you're into astrology, this is for you. If you're into tarot readings, this is for you. You know, all that good stuff. Please be respectful of my life, respectful of other people, respectful of the universe. I'm gonna do a deep dive on this Pluto retrograde. We also have a new moon in Taurus that's happening this week. So we're gonna go deep. We're gonna go deep. We're gonna go deep. We're gonna go deep. Make sure that you like this live. Just give me a couple more likes. I want at least 10 likes if that's possible. That would be really great. It's just sending that good energy to that so YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Alright, let me keep it cool and sane as possible. Okay. Can I get at least 10 likes? There was 18 people, now we got 8. And it's okay if we don't get the likes, but we're going to get into this message. Have y'all said anything? Why y'all not commenting? Why y'all ain't saying nothing? Okay. Oof. Let me get the decks out. Let's get the decks out that I want to work with. So I'm gonna have to be like this. Okay, we're gonna have to be like this. It feels very dark, but this is going to be like this right now. So give me another moment. Okay, hush. Am I going to have to put you outside? What? Am I going to put you outside? No, I don't want to put you outside. I want to put you over here. Sorry. Oh, no, I'm so sorry. Okay. So we have a lot of energy that's happening in the skies right now. It's so much energy that's happening that it's kind of like we're looking this way, then we're looking that way, and they're like, wait, what's happening over here? And whoa, 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 what's happening over here? It's so much energy that is pulsing around us, and it's almost like a lock and load energy. It's like locking us into in an energy that just feels a little loopy. Okay. So again, we're going to do a reading around the Pluto retrograde, soul contracts, and continuum. This feeling that I was feeling in your reading, Natasha, if you're here, was an energy of, are we going to do this? It's a lot of energy of a push and a pull. Are we going forth? Are we actively pursuing this in the same form? Are we doing this together? Okay. It's a lot on this ground. She's crying too much right now for my liking. And come on, like, boost it up. Can I get the blueprint, the groundwork for what's happening with this Pluto retrograde? This new moon in Taurus. The fuck?
What's shifting and what's transforming? This is dealing with the level of friction that no one, it's like friction that no one quite wants to deal with. But this friction is really setting us up, Aquarius. Pluto is really setting us up in a dynamic of there needs to be some sort of completion. Something about a liquid fire. I'm being open to my purpose in love. I'm being open to the purpose of love. I'm being open to the purposes of what is to become. You could be going through something that you never thought you was going to go through. You could be at an ending, you could be at a crossroads, making a decision, figuring out what's your deeper why, what's your deeper purpose. It almost feels like a review, and that's really what Pluto is. But this is a particular type of review. This feels like a very new type of review, and you don't really know what you're being graded on. You don't know what you're quite being asked of. You're kind of like, okay, I thought I got this and I thought that this was this, but now I'm quite confused on, what's happening and what's transforming with all of this. Could be confused at this time, confused with your emotions. You could be confused with certain things. Again, things could be heavy for some and heavy for not. Why are you doing this again? Like, can you just load? Something about, am I scared about this purpose? Am I scared about moving forward? Am I scared about doing this? Yeah, we got initiation. We're being initiated into our purpose. Back of the deck, fire. Conception, water. I said liquid fire. This is our introduction. Something is being introduced. Something is being revitalized and reintroduced. It's a scary moment for a lot of people. Some people just really don't know what to do. Definitely could be at a crossroads. You could be silently building. Don't let the work get ahead of you. This is what I'm thinking. Don't let the work get ahead of you. Constantly be preparing. Constantly be providing a source of clarity by creating. Okay. We got the Nine of Cups, King of Pentacles here. Some type of sort of new revelation can build within this foundation. What have you been doing when you have not been employed? I'm hearing, what have you been doing? What have you been disguising about yourself that you feel like you need to be employed? You feel like you need to have this type of awareness about getting a job or something. Like, it's like you don't need the things like you did before. Something could be coming more simpler. There could be multiple choices, multiple things that could be here at this time. Somebody could also be waking up. A lot of people are waking up. There's a lot of masculines are waking up to soul contracts, the contracts that they have with their divine feminine. They're looking at certain contracts. They're disguising themselves away from, hey love, disguising themselves away from feeling like they are like something like with this contract, or they're trying to fake like they're not aware, or they're like something about past lives could be coming up as well. They could be remembering you. This could be a type of soul recognition period for a lot of people. Somebody could be getting the news of something. There's going to be a lot of news, like a lot of news about certain things, certain areas, certain parts of the world. Taurus is ushering in, this new moon in Taurus is trying to usher in clarity, some type of sufficiency in love when it comes to your foundations. Ooh. I think that's better. I think that's way better. There's an ushering in process. Someone is a little cocky though. Someone could be a little cocky about, someone feels like they're finna get their present. Someone feels very self-assured about something. Self-assured about how they package this, how they presented this. This person could be very wanting to be very presentable. Someone could be feeling the heavy load though. Someone could, the divine feminine could feel certain heavy loads, but it feels a little distant. The heavy load has like this heavy distance on the divine feminine. The divine feminine can feel like she's not on the right timeline. But what she's receiving is downloads, certain codes, certain fragments within the universe that she could be downloading that needs to come to her awareness of what could be keeping her in separation. Okay? So, Queen of Cups is here with the Ten of Wands. She's gaining clarity, judgment, gaining clarity of what's working and what's not working. Okay? She's gaining clarity. She's feeling this load, and this could be an emotional load. And she's understanding what could be keeping her in separation. There could be what she's fearing deep within her own psyche that she might have discarded a long time ago, but there's another download coming because maybe she's becoming integrated with someone that could be coming in with something that she is not fully integrated in, or she didn't realize that this could be coming in so fast. Something about she could have been like, doing her own thing in her own world. She's been maybe separated for some time, or maybe she has not had this type of love in some time, or she made some type of commitment a long time ago, and maybe back in her subconscious or her psyche, she remembers that she made this type of form of commitment. There could be a dissolvement of a vow or an agreement of what she given herself, or she is getting this download of what's keeping her away from the commitment or the foundation or the love or the offer or something of initiation that could be balancing, wanting her to balance of what something's coming in. Back of the deck is devil. So it's been keeping a hold of her. It's keeping a hold on her. Okay. This could keep a hold on the divine feminine, or however you go. You could be divine feminine, divine masculine. This could just really it's really not about divine feminine, divine masculine versus them. It's really about the femininity and masculinity that's still holding certain codes or reloading these codes to, let me re-say this again. She's downloading these certain codes because these codes are legitimately finna shift the way that she's looking at this dynamic with her divine masculine. This has been holding her hostage, and this could be holding her destiny, been holding up her destiny. Something that's been hidden. And I think that's what Spirit wants me to show you guys, that something could have been hidden for such a long time, that something, and this is what we've been feeling. We could be feeling this heaviness, like something has been toppled over, or something has been taken away, or something that has been exposed or revealed to us that makes us feel some type of way. And it's like, but no, this is what we've been patiently waiting on for so long. We've been patiently waiting on something that has been distanced from us, that has been very withdrawn from us, that's keeping us moving forward with some type of level of commitment. Okay? We've been fighting for this. We've been fighting for this revelation for quite some time. So this revelation is going to bring a sort of clarity again, like I said. And it's going to help us answer some questions that have been pending in our minds for such a long time. And this is going to be about our awareness when it comes to really just ourselves on an individual level for right now. For just a split second. Actorseek.com, really? You should have just figured out what's going on with the bots. This is taking forever. And I keep clicking on it, and it's just lazily just trying to solve a problem that's not fucking working. Hurry up. What is the issue? And I'm verifying, and it's not even popping up anything else. Guys, can I get 2 more likes so we can get 10 likes on this live, please? So we got purity. So something could be getting purified. Something could be getting cleansed. This could also be about immortality. This could also be about the Pluto. Thank you for the nine likes, guys. I just need 1 more like. Thank you. This could be also about an ending to a part of a contract. Whether it's been fulfilled or not fulfilled, there could be an ending to something. An ending on a certain part when it comes to a contract with you or another person or said place and thing. You have the beetle here, so something is getting purified. Something is getting gently reused and gently borrowed. Something is being rectified as we speak. Somebody could be definitely getting some clarity. We have Joy the hummingbird. Somebody could be getting very much clarity on why they should rejoice, on why they should. Something is getting balanced. The scales of justice is getting rebalanced. Someone could feel the heaviness more than what is occurring. Motivation. Something is setting something ablaze. There's something that's getting a heart throbbing action. Like there's someone being thrown into some type of level of action that could be nerve wracking. This could be the heaviness. Why? This could be the calling forward. Again, this is the initiation, your sacred purpose. This is being a call on you, some type of work. Now, again, the divine feminine, this could feel like a heavy load, but this could really just be your work. Love. To bring in the next generation. It's a calling. It's a calling for you. You're being asked to come into something. You're being asked, you're being called, you're being summoned. This is a judgment. You're being summoned. Phoenix renewal. You're being summoned. Summoned for what for? That's what we're going to ask next. But you're being summoned at this time, divine feminine. You're being asked to move forward. You're being asked to break down these old emotional codes that kept you hidden so that you don't throw yourself back into that space anymore. A lot of you are going through changes more than you know. A lot of you are going through changes more than you know. You think that you're not going through changes. You kind of feel like you're in the same spot, same place at the same time. But no, baby. No, no, no. You are finna go through, you're going through changes. You're going through a metamorphosis. You're going through renewal. You're going through a phoenix transformation. Divine Feminine's energy. Let's do Divine Feminine's energy. Let's stay on the Divine Feminine. Yeah, Queen. You're being prepared for your role. The Queen, the Divine Feminine. Mystical messages, follow the signs. You're getting downloads. You might not like these codexes of old information. And it's some of it's old, but most of it's new information. But some of it's old so that you can repair your default mode. You're going back into your authentic self, Divine Feminine. You're repairing old timeline codes so that those codes, those timelines are not disrupting new timelines. There's something new coming in. So there's contracts, fragments within the contracts that are ending that you're beginning to let go of. Begin to let go. Okay? Yeah, transformation, battle of head versus heart. Boom. And there's this energy where it's like spirit is saying like you're being tested at this time of from an old spiritual code where you have to pass this online, something about online. You're online testing this. And you're finishing out a fragment of an old spiritual code and you're rinsing it. You're not necessarily deleting it, but you're rinsing it. You're deciding that it's no longer part of your coding, your DNA, your integration. And this is all going to happen before the fall time. So again, you could be put in situations where you feel like you're logical in what you're doing, but your heart is saying no. Your heart is saying, no, I'm more than what I think. I'm more present in my heart, divine feminine. This is the energy that's coming up. What else is here? One was self-blossoming. You could be understanding yourself from a deeper level, but this is not just from that. I'm embodying this new level found codes, and I'm embodying transformation. We're not talking about your question though. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, hold on. You said what? I have to say I'm kind of tripping on what you said about my question on TT. What did I say? Yeah, feminine twin activating her higher self. So this stage of the game is about what would you do? Almost like what would Jesus do? What would you do in this situation? You're being tested more. And it's for a spiritual reason. You're being tested with, and is some past life healing here, but it's more about the past. It's really about this present moment of you're being offered something. You're being offered some type of load. And don't get us wrong, you asked for it. You did ask for this. I think what you did is you forgot about that you asked for this. You've been playing. I'm not saying that you've been playing around, but the playful cards have been coming out a lot. Divine Feminine, it feels like you've been really going with the flow in which you should have been, but now it's time to re-lock in. And the Spirit is saying this is about your spiritual codes, but this is also about Him. It's about your spiritual contract with your divine twin, your divine masculine, your twin. Spirit is saying, are we continuing? What are we continuing and what are we letting go? What are we continuing and what are we letting go? You're becoming into this whole self. You're blossoming more. You're singing more. Your activities are blossoming. You're integrating into a different layer of your psyche that's asking you to come home back to self. If you guys are new here, please like the live. It does help me as much as possible. I just want one more like so I can have 10 likes. If we can get 12 or 15, really 12 likes, that would be perfect. And then I can keep going for it with my goal and milestones. But thank you. I have an urge to say I love you. I have the urge to say I love you. So I'm going to say I love you. I just wanted you to hear that. Oh, okay. What's this? What? Get on the divine masculine. Like, I wouldn't use these cards for the divine masculine, more for the divine feminine. I wouldn't use these cards for the divine masculine. No, I'm not using these. But they're in my hand and I want to use them. Is there anything more on the divine feminine? It is, but we need masters. Guys, if you have not liked the live, could you please like it for me? If you're new here, If you're not, it's okay. If you already liked it, it's okay. Thank you. If you haven't liked the live, please give this like alive. Like alive. This live a like. Alrighty then. Let's move forward. It's divine masculine. Should I leave or should I stay? This is what I've been picking up. Oh my gosh. Every single divine masculine, no, literally all of them are asking this same question. Should I leave or should I go? Like, thank you. Thank you. Because I've been feeling this energy strongly in the divine masculines collective. Should I leave or should I go? The divine masculines are asking this question literally right now. Literally right now. That's why I was reading it like that in your reading, Natasha. I was like, is he deciding if he's going to stay around? Like, I was seeing this in Portia's cards. I was seeing my cards, and I'm like, this is a little different. Like, I know what he said, but something's shifting in how he's feeling. And yes, but then he's shifting and not teetering, but he's asking that other question as well. The same question as well. So this is literally what I was seeing in y'all's cards. And this is literally almost every single divine masculine. Should I leave or should I stay? And then literally all on my FYP, I kept seeing men saying, go get your girl back. Don't let your ego miss out on an opportunity to have your girl around you. So spirit is saying, no, the divine masculines collective is really asking this bigger, larger question at this time. Should I leave or should I stay? And they're not really necessarily, the divine masculine is asking maybe friends, sometimes family, just a little bit. Well, all of them are, but just a little bit. Should I really reinvest back into this relationship or should I go? Now, some are going to listen, but it's really going to be on them. Whew, this is interesting. Let's take a little break. Let's just pause the reading for a little break. Yay! Okay, that's good. Okay, we did solve the equation of like, what's in this reading? Like, I keep seeing, and I didn't want to bring, like, I be hating to feel those things. I'm like, wait, is he changing his feelings? No. But it's like, oh, it makes kind of sense. It's not just one, it's most of them. Guys, I got Tom Kha soup. This is the soup that I had in Tulum. I will say this soup is not bad. This one is not bad. I think I like Tulum soup better. But this is not bad. This is a good Tom Kha soup. They do have a little bit of extra vegetables. I did ask for vegetables. But I don't like them green beans. I might not eat all of these onions like this, so let's go ahead and scoop those right there. So I'm not a big girl about onions like this. I never was. I am not going to hold you. I don't like my onions cut like this, but I am going to eat it. So, I kind of want to heat this up, but I'll be okay. And I think I should give my dogs the rest of this rice, but we'll see. I'll give some of it. So, this is what's happening. I'm glad that I solved that. We will be going deeper, though. Just give me a second. Y'all, I love cabbage. How are you guys feeling about the message right now? How y'all feel about the message right now? Because it pertains to every single last one of y'all. It's not just for one or two. It's for everybody. It's for everybody. My favorite song by Maxwell.
I was reborn when I was broken.
Ooh, all these onions.
I wouldn't believe. No. Been through
The
the storm.
storm, millions and hoping.
You would come rescue me.
Tell me on the road, set me free. Ah.
I can let my life pass me by. I can look down and try. Work it all out this lifetime. Work it all out this time. I can let it all pass me by. Or I can get down and try. Work it all out this lifetime. Lifetime. There was a time when I wasn't chosen. Now I'm just open for more. Now I'm just reaching out for something better than I had before. That ain't about a mind of your world. Ooh, now I can let my life pass me by. I can get down and try. Work it all out this lifetime. Work it all out this time. I can let it all pass me by. I can just try and try. I can move to the light. Oh, if I take it one day at a time. Oh, spread my love out and fly. Oh, I can move to the light. I can just make you understand the love is not a fairy tale in a melody. If you wanted to get out the gap, maybe you will see. Maybe you will see. Lifetime, lifetime. I can let my life pass me by. I can just try and try. Work it all out this lifetime. I can let it all pass me by. I can just all right now.
Did my dog come in here? Oh, y'all had a whole bunch of shit to say. OMG, me too. It resonates because we definitely been going through it over here. I definitely resonate with it. My man, that's not my man, told me that he doesn't want to be with anyone else, but so we need to get this together. No, girl, for real. It makes sense. Exactly.
There's one major difference between a talk that gets 4,000 views versus a talk that gets 4 million views, and it's not what you think. This is something no one in the speaking world ever talks about. This is like the thing.
It's gonna get deep.
We speak in the United Nations for.
Don't tell me nothing. Here's what it is. That's some good ass shit. Oh, I'm such a fool for you. Come on, spirit. I'm a fool. Have a little emergency. Yeah. I'm a fool. Okay, y'all. Give me 1 second. We're gonna get back into our problems.
que relaciones que fracasan mayormente es por desengaño, falsedad que contamina y hace daño. Tú fuiste perfecto clavel que con mis manos marchité. Mi ola se llama Romeo, sin Julieta otra vez. Puedes pensar, soy el rey de las mentiras, volvería a fallar, aunque lo jure por mi vida. Mis palabras de importa ni valen ni de rodilla en arena. Dice que ha visto muchas novelas, el actor debe llorar. No, ahora que hago. Nos une y yo somos farsantes, nos ahogamos en el fracaso. No, no juro en vano, jamás yo vuelvo a ser infiel con chapeadoras, yo te amo. No, escúchame, esa pena que siento. Voy a hacer otro disco con aventura y te lo dedico entero. Si todavía me amas como antes, ya nada me parece interesante. Yo sé que en el amor soy un farsante.
Okay, let's get back into it because I don't want to be take y'all take up y'all's time, you know. He's definitely asking, should I leave or should I go? The back of the card energy states, it is very empowering to discover that your patterns of thought do not have to follow your current situation, and therefore your current situation on all subjects can change. We do not recommend taking the physical action of leaving a relationship without deliberately coming into thought alignment with the new desires that have been born out of your current relationship. We're going to read that again. And then, whether you stay in this relationship or move on to another, you can have exactly what you desire. Let me say that one more time from this part. We do not recommend taking the physical action of leaving a relationship without deliberately coming into thought alignment with the new desires that have been born out of your current relationship. So we're going to see what that really means, because that's interesting.
Los planes, no sé si vivir o morir. Me encuentro en un limbo desde que te fuiste de aquí. Eres la única persona que yo quiero que se venga encima de mí. Mi libertad no la quiero, tampoco la vida de soltero. Yo lo que quiero es que quiera lo mismo que todos queremos. Tener una cuenta de banco con dígito.
I'm going to be honest, it does not have a book. So we just going to have to kind of interpret what the fuck it means, okay, by ourselves. Something about y'all need to believe in the impossible. That's really what that full moon in Sagittarius that's coming up on the 31st is saying. You need to believe in the fucking impossible. It's also saying heal or forgive what feels like that could never be forgiven. Like, it's saying don't say so. I'm hearing don't stay so sick in the mind as if there's no way of clearing this, healing this, and redoing this. If you feel like there's no hope, there's no change, then that's how you're going to walk away from this relationship and walk into every single other relationship. I'm hearing don't never not go down with a fight. Fight for what you want. Never just give up lamely because you feel like you won't be able to get through this. No one told you that relationships were not going to take work. No one told you that every relationship is not going to have its issues. Every single relationship has its issues. Every single relationship has a spiritual contract. There's relationships that are more intensified than the others. You have to understand what your relationship is and stop trying to create people's goals of what they want in their life into your life. You shouldn't want what other people want. You should want what you want. You cannot measure the success of your relationship against another relationship. It will always fail miserably. You cannot measure your relationship goals to someone else's relationship goals, because it will never align. It will never be perfect. It will literally never just be your relationship. You got to let go of what other people's relationship goals dictate on how and the measurement of how successful your relationship is, because you will always successively fail. You have to make your relationship work the way that it works between the two of you, because it's you two. It's the intimacy between you two that can make the relationship work, not somebody else's ethics, morals, or opinions about your relationship. You have to actually be the moral compass of your own life, number one, and your own moral compass when it comes to your relationships. Allowing someone else's relationship goals to compare to the success or the failure of your relationship is always going to make you and your relationship completely the fuck miserable. Never do that. Stop doing that. Stop looking at everybody else's relationship goals. And a matter of fact, stop getting pictures of everybody else and putting it on your vision board. That's not you. You and your relationship is between you and another person. It has nothing to do with anybody else's fucking opinions, not even your favorite fucking reader. I don't give a damn. It is you. You know the person more than anyone else. You are the one that gets to decide. And you know why you get to decide too? Is because you are working with you. You are the pushed out version. This person is the pushed out version of yourself. So every single time you see this person, this is a push out person of yourself, and you're given the chance and the choice to sit down with this part of yourself that you feel like you're having so much hard time with, and allowing yourself to rectify and heal with the pushed out version and the pushed out vision mirror of who you are and how you internalize self. This is the perfect time. Every single time you get in a relationship, this is the perfect time to see a different version of yourself. Now, it's not a moral social experiment, okay? Take care of people. Don't just be in a relationship because you just want to experience a part of yourself that you can really just do in fucking solitude. Don't just get in relationships just because of just that. Like, don't do that. Okay. Water's so good. Divine Masculine. Where is he at with this? Should I leave or should I stay? What state of embodiment archetype is this exemplifying? This energy. Hades. Yeah, death. He's on the verge, Divine Feminine. Really asking these deep questions. Okay. He's at war. He doesn't want to be at war. And so you got to ask yourself, if you feel like you're at war with your relationship, where are you at war with yourself? It's always this push and pull. Where are you at war with yourself? Where do you not like yourself? Where do you feel like You have to constantly tame yourself. Where do you feel like yeah, where do you feel like you don't like yourself? There's parts of me where I don't like my anger. And because I don't like a part of myself in this form, it holds me back. It holds me back from a lot of danger. But it holds me back from my true self. Am I saying my true self is angry? No. I'm saying my true self is worthy to be heard. That my true self is a voice of reason and clarity, not confusion. Where do you cringe when it comes to certain people and what they say? And why do you cringe at it? What part of yourself cringes at the same thing from a different point of view? Where do you feel abused the most? Where do you feel like you can't be brought out of something the most? Why is he on this verge end? Why is your divine counterpart masculine or feminine? This is energy, not male or female. Not necessarily. If it comes out that way, I really try and, well, it is somewhat intentional because I am a girl and I am reading it from a girl's point of view. But I try to be as neutral as possible. Why is he at this state of mind right now? So he could be at a selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. And I think we did read something about this a little bit. That you are in that energy just a little bit. I'm not saying that you are fully immersed into just yourself. But what I am saying is that he's trying to rededicate himself to spirit. There is some type of rededication to something. There is a rededication into something. When you're going through initiation, he's going through a rectification of his own spirit and his own spirit being led and being withdrawn rather from who he truly is. There's could have been a withdrawn feeling of I haven't been connecting with spirit. And so I wouldn't say this is an ego death because it's not necessarily an ego death. This is a really just a rectification and reclamation point of okay, I got to get right with spirit, or this is like a coming to God moment. It is actually. And I feel like I wrote that down. I feel like it's a coming to Jesus moment. A lot of coming to Jesus moments. Okay, like I said, I did take notes of what this new moon in Taurus is going to be about. Because I love notes. I love taking notes, okay? It's my thing. I haven't even finished highlighting everything, but there is a recalling to something. There is shadow work. There is fortune, divine feminine and divine masculine. Understanding what we have to do to be persistent in love. There is a divine timing allowing to take form as a holy hell yes. This Pluto retrograde though, okay? I did look at the charts. I was trying to pull up the charts on my computer, but the computer is just acting like, yeah, I don't want to do that. But I looked at the ascendant, and the ascendant is in Libra. So I knew that this was really focused in on relationships and contracts. I saw that Pluto was in the 5th house, so I knew that this was going to be about romance. It was not making a connection to Venus, but it was making a connection to Mercury, which is very interesting because Mercury is in Taurus, and the ruler of that Mercury in Taurus is Venus, and Venus is in Gemini, sitting, I believe, in the 9th house. So she's going on some type of exploration, the divine feminine at this time when Pluto went retrograde. Jupiter is sitting in the 10th. Mars, is Mars still in fucking Aries? I think it is. Yeah. It is. It's on the tail end. I have to go use the bathroom. I'm sorry. It's probably just saying I'm having a breakthrough. And we're finna have a victory lap. So
pull up in motorcades. I got a show today. It's all I'm trying to do. Hustle and motivate. Choppers is throwaway. Hustle the overweight. That's why they follow me on. They think I know the way. Cause I took control of things. Born in the solo way. And if you pattern my trend, I make you my protege. Crossing that soldier race. Niggas don't know them days. Take you in back of the buildings. Make you expose your rage. Take you across the track. Make you explode the face. Now you official now. But you got a soul to say. I just been cooking that note. I'm about to drop in a few. Think if I call it the great, the people gon' call it the truth. I ain't really trip on the credit. I just paid all of my dues. I just respected the game. Got my name all in the news. Tripping on all of my moves. Call me on this, got a lot more to prove. Remember I came in this bitch, fresh out the county with nothing to lose. No, for the crown of you. But I don't do that shit for nothing. No, not at all. You, but my money real. That you do. So I don't do this shit for nothing. No, not at all. I tell you I got it. So I don't do this shit for nothing. Not at all. Back in this bitch like I never left. Step for some shit that you never read. Passing through stages and life through the ups and the downs like it's all just another test. Live by the rules like a fucking ref. I got respect and a lot of sex. Too many chains need another chest. There ain't no games if it wasn't chess. Come from that cloth that you couldn't stretch. Come from that circle you couldn't test. Heavily pressured and under stress, even though niggas ain't sure we was a mess. Honest attempt playing to the left. Judge a young nigga by their dress. If it's no option, what they expect? Only thing we knew for sure is the baby set. Fuck living basic, I'm taking risks. Fuck what they saying, I'm seeing this. Don't waste some time, it don't make you rich, it don't mean nothing, so fuck them, let's make a grip. Double up, triple up, make assist. Ballin' so hard you could pay a bitch. Lead to the lake if they wanna fish. Make sure them niggas around you stick to the script. It should be written in stone. You should come visit my zone. Don't take my Double check all of my flows. Ask them how also got on. But fuck what you heard. This for who walk down that road. Showed everything but they show. Get off the curb. You niggas rich as you nerds. Address the who we make it so. Don't do this for nothing. No. Cause I got you. But I don't do this shit for nothing. No, no, no. Not at all. You. But my money real. Money real. I see the money real. I follow you. So I don't do this shit for nothing. I sell them out, no. I sell them out, not at all. I sell them out, I sell them out. I told her I got it. Oh, yeah. So I don't do this shit for nothing. I sell them out, not at all. I sell them out, I sell them out, baby. I sell them out, baby. Got the bikes out, I sell them out. Hustle the bottom, babe. All money in the hustle them out. Hustle them out. Hustle them out, babe. Victory lap. With base 44, a simple sentence becomes your website. Page after page. Ready for business. Plug in what you need. Connect payments, sync calendars, and voila. Watch notifications fly in. Sales, bookings, the good kind of noise. Edit, well, everything. Drop in motion libraries. Give your site more life. From header to footer. Every click tracked. Every action visible. Connect your domain so it's officially yours. And as you go bigger, your site does too. Build what's in your head. Base 44. Okay. Something's got a hold on me lately. No, I don't want myself anymore.
Thank you.
Feels like the walls are all closing in, and the devil's knocking at my door. Oh,
Y'all ready?
out of my mind, how many times did I tell you I'm no good at this anymore? It's taking a toll on me, trying my best to keep from tearing the skin off my bones. Don't you know how to come when you're not next to me? I'm falling apart right in front of you. Can't you see? I lose control when you're not next to me.
So I understand what he's going through. He feels that he's been off his path for so long and that he needs to make a change. This change is what you're feeling in your soul, divine feminine, that could feel heavy. Like I said, could feel heavy for some and not, depending upon the heaviness that he is carrying. You're feeling the load because there's an awakening that's happening that is you are the mirror of the divine masculine, because there's going to be a shattering of certain dispositions within your psyche that are going to come back online but fully be disposed of, because it's not going to be a reawaken in this new timeline. You don't want these things to awaken in another timeline. He's coming back to himself because you are coming back to yourself. And so he's awakening to these downloads of like, should I stay or should I go? Meaning You are becoming a part of this deep rectifying reclamation within himself of, where did I fuck up? Should I go back? Should I keep moving forward? Should I go on this destined path? I'm coming into my own awakening. I'm coming into my own understanding. I'm coming into this upheaval that I'm feeling. I'm coming into this feeling of lots of shifts, a lot of shattering. Again, a lot of revelations that are happening because we just went through a full moon in Scorpio, which was all about, yes, a level of transformation. But this one, Spirit is saying there's going to be very deep healing, very resounding truths, testimonies. There's going to be this energy of, excuse me, a revelation of, and there's going to be opportunities that are arising. Spirit doesn't want you to miss this opportunity. Spirit wants you to rise to the occasion of this opportunity and see the light of this opportunity. Now, this Pluto retrograde is at 5 degrees. 5 degrees is a Leo degree. And then there's going to be a Jupiter and Pluto opposition in the summertime on July 20th. And so this Pluto retrograde is leading up to this opposition that we're going to have in the summer, July 20th. And because 5 degrees is a Leo degree, Jupiter will be in Leo by that time. And it's going to bring about a level of intensity. And it's going to happen around this cycle when it's going to be at the super new moon in Cancer. And it is about purpose. And the theme about this moon is about purpose. And it's about learning, teaching how to take your time, swimming like swans, graceful leisure, opportunity comes knocking, knock who's there, temporary action, lay low, time of an essence, knowing what to slay, slowing down before next big step, old money, lost inheritance found, ancestor empire across the seaboards, international travel, amp up protection, getting clear, temporal reflections, awesome sauce, best option appears, get lucky, slow motion, and warp speed of execution, floating, very lucid, so flow. And this is going to be an unparalleled, very unparalleled evolution, dreams, and transformation. This moment where Jupiter, and it is going to be opposing around this time, this energy is saying, and it's going to have Pluto in the 6th. So there's going to be a transformation dealing with your meaningful work or your meaningful purpose with Jupiter in the 12th. That's also making an aspect to Mars and Uranus, which is going to be a quantum leap with also Neptune, which is creating another very euphoric quantum leap. And you could be feeling this energy right now where it's like, I thought we were going here, but there's something over here, and then we're coming back over here. And so there's a lot of not necessarily confusion, but it could create confusion where you're very not feeling like you're misunderstood, but you're feeling a pull of who you once were and who you are now transformed into, who you are becoming. And it's a tug. And you're trying to fit, not even fit, you're trying to find who you really were, who you really are. How are you going to show up more authentically? So there is a test with all of this. There is a lot of very shifting energy, very quantum, very, again, unparalleled, very interesting, intriguing energy of, what am I really sitting in and what am I really prepared for to bring in? Let's see what else is here.
You're going to feel a pinch, and then you'll go numb. We'll be done in just a few minutes.
Just stay calm. Take a deep breath.
I know you're nervous.
You had a lot of crooks try to steal your heart. Never really had luck. Couldn't never figure out how to lie. How to lie. You had a lot of moments that didn't last forever. Now you in the corner trying to put it together. How to lie. How to lie. For a second you were here, now you over there. So
Your divine masculine, or even just you yourself, is wanting to radiate a level of peace and joy. The divine masculine is still asking if I should stay or leave. Because there could have been trauma from the past. There could have been fallouts between you and him, you and her, however you flow, where you didn't see the world as clear as you did now. You didn't see the world as clear as you did before, after her, or after him. You're really contemplating this decision. Was this my lesson? Or was she just teaching me a lesson for my glow up in this part and level of our ascension? What was she really trying to teach me? What was she trying to give to me? The divine masculine is also very much aware that there is going to be certain points. At certain times there are going to be arguments, but he could be in prayer. Some type of devotion, wanting to go back and redevote themselves back to a spiritual practice, back to a spiritual knowledge. They don't want to deal with more pain. And I think the lesson, no, not the lesson. I think their love for you that they cannot explain is that they don't want to see you in pain, nor do they want to see themselves in pain, nor do they want to feel pain, because they know that their practice is going to be centered around joy, centered around hope, support.
You was just a young and your looks were so precious. But now you grown up so fly, it's like a blessing. But you can't have a man look at you for 5 seconds without you being insecure. You never credit yourself, so when you got older, it seems like you came back 10 times over. Now you're sitting here in this damn corner, looking through all your thoughts and looking over your shoulder. See, you had a lot of crooks try to steal your heart. Now you really had luck. You never figure out how to lie. How to lie. So you had a lot of moments that didn't last forever. Now you in this corner trying to put it together. How to lie. How to lie. For a second you were here, you know what it's hard not to stare. The way you're moving your body like you never had a lie. How to lie. Oh, when you had a lot of dreams that transformed to visions. The fact that you saw the world affected all your decisions. But it wasn't your fault, wasn't in your intentions to be the one here talking to me, be the one listening. But I admire your popping bottles and dipping just as much as you admire your bartending and stripping, baby. So don't be mad, nobody else tripping. You see a lot of crooks and them crooks still crook. You see a lot of crooks try to steal your heart. Never really had, could never figure out how to lie. How to lie. See, yeah, a lot of moments that didn't last forever. Now you in this corner trying to put it together. How to lie. How to lie.
Blood test came out positive.
Positive for what?
So it just feels like, It just feels like
See, I just want you to know that you deserve the best. You're beautiful. You're beautiful.
oh, this is gonna be the summer of love. Time for the usual. There's an undying love here with the divine masculine, and I feel like what it is that when he hears you, divine feminine, upset, he, she, however you flow, when he hears you upset, criticizing, you're not being yourself. Fear does not prevent danger. So at least allow yourself to breathe. It's just giving something about the divine masculine is saying, stop worrying about it. Stop worrying about the ifs, the buts, the wins. Something about the divine masculine wants you to really hear him. I enjoy our company. I enjoy our living. I enjoy our life. But there's times where you get so stuck in a feeling that it takes out all the joy. It takes out all the sunshine, all the rays, all the whimsy, all the light. And then there's this complete darkness. And this is where he gets scared because he can't see himself. He's the sun. Okay. And it becomes so scary when there's all of these illusions. Like your emotions cause all these illusions, these storms, these upheavals, these chaos, these things that maybe he doesn't know how to crawl out of. And yes, you do. You are a navigator, but that's his job. To walk you out the room, to fix everything, to show you what could have been the cause. And yes, he's trying to show you that fear is not going to prevent anything. It's not going to prevent danger. And so he's trying to balance the understanding of your fear, but what he's trying to balance is the understanding of his fear. And what is this fear that when you get like this, or even when he gets like this, what is being created? And all of these emotions trigger something. They trigger a lot of emotions, a lot of abandonment wounds. Are they going to leave? Are they going to stay? What's the divine feminine doing that's causing more fear on his end? Yeah, feeling unloved. You could feel so unloved. You feel so unloved that you feel like you have to fix them or you're too much. You could feel like what you're saying is falling on deaf ears. It's roller coasters of emotions and mirrors that keep getting shattered in your fights, which creates no clarity. Your oceans and your wounds and your emotions does not misdictate how valuable you are. You are to be loved, divine feminine, and I think what makes you feel unloved is that you don't have the pattern. You haven't witnessed the full pattern of what love looks like. And sometimes it feels like you don't know how to keep it. And the divine masculine is the lover, he's the chaser. You feel like people don't have enough energy. You feel like people don't have enough energy to give to you, divine feminine. And it's just, they have low capacity. Low capacity, low ability. They don't see themselves. And it's so sordid, so unrelentlessly, egotistically sore, where you feel like you are so painfully deep in this emotion that you can't crawl out of this feeling of not feeling loved. And so how you inherently take this on is that you try to, because you feel unloved, people that feel, see, you is one of them ones that I already said, stop repeating how you feel about another person. Because you have your own issue. And we did talk about that. How about you shift that? Because you got to work on that. You are the main one because you're judgmental. You got to work on that because I didn't say it like you said it. There's a difference. How you say it is completely different. It's highly critical, it's high judgmental. What you need to be saying is I pray, not even pray, because that can come off condescending. How can I help? How can I personally help someone find capacity? I'm not saying that you weren't agreeing. I'm saying that I'm disagreeing with how you said it. That's what I'm saying, because I know how you say that. I'm just saying it from a point that the people, and I'm not saying it like you say it whatsoever. You feel like everyone has no capacity to meet you at your level. That's for the collective. You feel like everyone does not have the capacity to meet you at your level. And so therefore, no one meets you where you want them to be met. So it's a constant struggle to meet anyone on your level. And who's to say that you even have a level that even people want to be on? You have self-criticized everyone in your entire life, whether they did you wrong or did you right, because you just simply feel unloved. And I'm just saying the truth, because if the truth is not displayed in the right form of way, you're never going to unlock yourself, and you're going to stay stuck in this old programming cycle where you're not going to attract the divine masculine that you're really looking for, that meets the desires, that meets the level of capacity. You don't feel loved. So how are you showing you love yourself? You don't feel loved. I want to keep repeating it until it downloads, because I know this message is really just for me. I know this message is for me. This message is for everybody else, but I'm going to take it slow because I know Spirit is trying to speak to me. You feel unloved. And so therefore, you create this part within your psyche that creates a program where every time you meet someone, you start to criticize them off rip based off of the measurements that they contend in, because you are not receiving the type of love that you've been asking for. And it's really the love that you were asking for mom and dad. And you're asking a grown man, a grown woman to love you like your mom and dad was supposed to love you. That's not the love you're looking for. And then you wonder why there's a disproportionate level of a rate of where the relationship is so off balance that you almost feel like this person is your dad or mom. Or you feel like you're dating them. I'm not saying that you're not supposed to be with this person, but because of your perception, because of the state of mind you're in, you are only going to perceive them as someone that doesn't fully love you. And so you criticize them off of every single thing that they do wrong or even right that doesn't level up to the measurement of love that you felt like you were supposed to have as a kid. And so you're sitting here as a grown adult holding on to dear life, feeling like, damn, when am I ever going to feel love? Did I ever feel love? Am I ever going to feel love again? And you come off the most criticalist person because every person that you feel doesn't meet your requirements. Because you, and it's not your fault, it is because your parents lacked so much that they didn't love you and fill you up in every single increment of your cup that will make you walk out in the world confident, feeling loved, feeling valued, feeling supported, feeling heard, feeling important, feeling all the necessities to walk into a healthy state of love, a healthy state of being, to walk into a healthy relationship. But you don't have that. What you do is that you criticize yourself first, though. You criticize yourself first on every single inch and part of yourself that feels like you have to change yourself to feel someone else's pull or feel someone else's love. You feel like you have to change every single thing about you, which makes you turn into not being you. So this is really where it's happening. The surface is you're not being your authentic self. But what's really happening is that if we go deeper, is that you're criticizing everything. Why are you criticizing everything? Because you don't feel loved, you don't feel supported. You feel like you have to constantly fix yourself, or you feel like you see parts of yourself, fragment parts of yourself in another person because you attracted the pushed out version of yourself. And so you're trying to fix them over and over and over again. You're trying to tell people that they don't even have the capacity in a way that sounds so judgmental that, baby girl, you're sitting there and you don't even feel loved. I'm calling myself out. Okay. I literally just had moments of conversations like this in the car. So don't feel offended. And you're feeling so, because I really wish I had my own teacher that would just call me out like this. I really fucking do. But I have to just be the embodiment of my own self. I have to do it for me. Sometimes I really wish I had a person standing right in front of me, but you know what? I can't say that because I am for myself. So let's move on. And so because and then there's extremes where you'll feel like you're perfect and you feel like you have to go fix everybody else because you see parts of yourself or reminders of your childhood where you don't want anyone to feel that way. And so you're saving an outside version of yourself that you feel that you can't save within inside of yourself. Whoo! Let's get deeper. And because you're constantly trying to fix, because you're constantly criticizing, you feel like you become too much, or you feel like others are saying that you're too much. Does this make sense to a lot of you guys? On why you feel like your relationships keep failing? Baby, it's because we're working on self-love. Nobody gonna have you like you, boo. And it's gonna hurt. Oh, that shit hurts. So really have to walk in self-preservation and love on yourself. This shit hits home for me because I have dealt with this emotion for all my life, and it hurts. This shit hurts to the T. It hurts. This is how we do mirror work. This is how we're doing shadow work. We're getting to the knit and the grit of what we're doing subconsciously, of how we're acting out our subconscious mind. We don't feel loved. And love is one of the highest vibrations on this planet. It is right after authenticity. So when we are not feeling loved, when we don't feel loved, when we feel unloved, we're not being ourselves. And so we end up criticizing, or we end up trying to fix someone, and then we become either the feeling of hostile, or we're overly trying to give, or we're overly explaining ourselves of who we are and what we do and how we do it and how our mind works. And then because we get into all of these scenarios because we're begging for our father and our mother's love, and we're trying to explain to somebody else that didn't live that experience with us, that didn't do that to us, on why we feel like we're always on this campaign trail. Mind you, this might affect why I am I'm not a bad marketer. It's why I probably don't market, because I'm tired of having to, I feel like, because I came to this moment not about marketing, but I feel like I have to always my way to make myself understood, or to be loved, or to be appreciated, or to be recepted or accepted back into someone's space, when I know I didn't do anything. I didn't do fucking shit half of the fucking time. I'm trying to be myself, but I feel like I have to tiptoe around parts of my personality or character to present a softer version to make people like me. And that's fucking exhausting. And so you feel stuck. You feel like you're in a constant loop of repeating, restating, reiterating your last testament, what you said, how you felt, why you did what you did, because at the end of it, at the brink of it, you don't feel loved, and you because you don't feel loved, you feel like you have to constantly criticize someone else to make them appear perfect, to be perceived, more presentable to be loved. And you're trying to figure out your whole life, why can't you just be loved? So you're wondering why things can't stick. You wondering why relationships can't stick. You're wondering why you can't find friendships. You're trying to understand why money is not flowing. You're trying to understand why business is not booming the way that you want it to be. You're trying to understand why you're always meeting these type of backstabbing people. You're always going through certain things. You're always going through this, that, and the third. You're feeling like you can't market yourself. You feel like you can't present yourself the way that you want to because you are not, well, right now we are getting these downloads. You don't feel like you're loved. And love is the highest vibration on this planet, and it is the frequency that helps you attract what you're really looking for. So those that feel loved get things quicker. Those that don't feel loved, you feel like you're in a dense place. You feel like you're in a holding cell. Yeah. And you constantly feel like you're fighting yourself. 5 of Wands. You feel like you're constantly at fight with your ego. The Hangman in the reverse. You feel like nothing is salvageable. Ten of Swords, you're always in your head. You feel disparted, desolate, discarded. I said disparted and discarded. Held, hoarded. Self-love is a beast. You have to have radical self-love. I'll be honest, this is self-love is not, like I said, self-love is a whole different type of level of temperament that you have to constantly work at. This is not just one size fits the fuck all. Okay? It's not. And it's hard to, I'm going to be honest, it's very hard to practice self-love. Like it's almost as if you have to literally go to your ancestors to find love. And I'm going to break down how you find love, though. I am. We're going to work with our first house ruler because the first house rules the self, and we need to work with the ruler of the self. Mine is the moon, so I have to really work on my emotions, and there's very big high periods of where I will regulate layers of my emotions, or I will do very in deep, thoughtful parts of emotional psyche regulation within myself, or certain things that deals with emotions. And then there will be like a coming aha moment where I'll be like, gosh, damn, I really love myself. It's because I worked on a big layer and part of my emotions. Now, the biggest part of where I feel like I don't love myself is one, that I have the sun in my first house. So I always felt like my dad didn't love me. I also felt this with my mom, but there's a very push and pull energy with that because I don't. There's a lot with that. I'm not going to get too deep with that. And there's a square to my ruler of my first house. So, it comes with a lot of challenges for me to sit with feeling love. especially when I don't know if I fully experienced it or experienced it in its highest form. And that is where balance is so exhausting, guys. It's so fucking exhausting. It's where I have to find balance. I also know that my moon, since it's in Cancer, I could really just talk to my ancestors, and there's where I find a lot of love. And that's what's kept me really on this spiritual path is my ancestors. It's my emotional regulation. Um, but yeah. Um, and you know what it is? I think what's super scarring is not fully feeling the mother's love the way that I feel that I should feel. And because I'm a moon, my moon's in my first. So if I don't feel it, it's kind of hard. It's hard. So look at what your first house ruler is, like your rising sign. If you're an Aquarius, you're going to be working with Saturn or Uranus. So maybe you need love from authority figures. Or maybe you feel loved when you're being honored, recognized, because that's Saturn, 10th house stuff. Or you feel love with your relationships. I mean, not your relationships. This is Aquarius energy though. With friends. Maybe you're a Capricorn rising. Maybe again, you only feel feelings. I mean, you only feel loved when your business is growing, or maybe when a contract is sealed, or when you set a boundary, or someone helps, or someone respects your boundary. So on and so forth. Say you're a Sagittarius rising and you're using Jupiter. Maybe you feel loved. You feel a deep love from your husband. Jupiter is the husband. Or you feel a deep love from other cultures. Or you have to go find, or that's where the love is, from other cultures. You know? It's very deep, and I want y'all to know that Pluto, Divine Masculine, is definitely asking these questions. Divine Feminine is undergoing a transformation. She might be kind of tired of undergoing this transformation, but this transformation definitely feels different. She feels like she's actually blossoming with this transformation. She feels more clear with this transformation. Maybe she feels more beautiful with this type of transformation that's happening. She actually feels a renewal, because I feel like every transformation has just been kind of like, what the fuck? I don't feel transformed. I just feel like I've just been wrecked. But no, you're definitely getting some transformation, Divine Feminine. And I feel like maybe you just feel this transformation this time. Maybe you actually really feel this transformation this time. Maybe you actually feel this in your bones and more. Maybe you're more in your body this time when you feel this transformation. I want you to be able to cry. Please cry. Don't, girl. If you start feeling a whirlwind of emotions now to tomorrow, till really this weekend, girl, don't hold them tears back. You better cry that shit the fuck out. Cry it out, please. Please. Because it's not going to do, this time, I'm going to be honest, it's not going to do no good by trying to be cute with the cry or not even cry. Girl, let the boo-boo tears cry out. Let it go. Let it release its true form. You're going to get clarity. And every single time I cry, and it never fails, I feel better. I feel more clear, 10 times more clear. I feel my head has been taken a nice full wash, like someone poured holy water. I feel so clear after a cry. It will never do you wrong. It will never do you wrong. So please allow yourself to feel what you need to feel, honey buns. I don't want you sitting here thinking that we gotta be hard all day. And I hope I don't come off like that. Like, baby, don't ever get it twisted. There is always gonna be a good time and place for a good cry. And baby, if you cry every single fucking day, I do not care. As long as you are getting up and you're getting back to yourself, you're doing one thing maybe productive per your phase and your cycles, feminines, and how you feel, but cry that shit the fuck out. I'm not even gonna call you say be a spiritual G. Cry it out. That's part of your transformation. Cry that shit out, honey. Cry it out. I'm not saying it just because I cried. I'm a Cancer, sun, moon, and rising. I'm always going to cry. I don't care. I'm not against crying, okay? I'm never going to be against a good cry fest. Never going to be against doing a boo-hoo session for myself. Never going to be against it. And actually, I encourage myself every time. Get it off your chest, honey. It hurts. Fucking hurts. So do that for yourself. Please don't hold back your emotions, because I feel like I'm talking to someone specifically, but I don't think they really understand that I'm talking to them.
God bless me.
You God bless me. I might go cry. Beautiful things. Woo. Oh, joy this love brings. That song will make me cry. Shit. Another thing, I did learn that when you start to cry, and I know, like, sometimes I don't want to do all the love, light, spiritual thing when I cry. I just want to feel my emotions and feel the depths and the darkness of wherever it takes me. If it goes that dark, let it go. I'm going dark sometimes, you know? And there'll be times where there's there can be a lot of specific times where it's just like, Jasmine, I know you want to go that way, and I would allow you to go that way, but we've already felt that 50 million times before. And that's the road of your depression. And that road, going down that road when it comes to depression, that was 13 years of it. And we are still mildly recovering from those spaces. And I need you not to walk it. We've closed them. And it feels like a drug to want to consume those levels of emotions. And we can't go there. We don't walk there anymore. What I will let you feel and what I will let you say is how you feel in this moment, and I will let you get your anger out in this moment, but you only have a very short time to disperse this anger out into the universe, and then you must rectify it. Because your tongue is very powerful. So be mindful of how you choose to delve into these strong levels of emotions. These strong levels of emotions, I love this song, by the way. That's gonna come on. These strong level of emotions can make and break something. Whether it be in your psyche, whether it be in your destiny's plan, whether it be the way that you go. If I choose to feel these emotions that can rock the boat, if I choose that I want to feel this high level of anger, I must, and I said this before, I must be able to finish it. If you cannot finish the high degree level of this emotion when you feel this much anger and you cannot finish it, it is on you, not on any other person, because you knew at that point in time that it was your choice to choose how you were going to feel. Because you know that you could have just ended up walking away. But you decided that you was going to go ahead and feel this. Feel it all the way through. So spirit is always, so I've trained myself, and I'm not gonna say I'm a guru at this, but there be times where it's just like, no, I'm gonna just let this motherfucker have it. But I finish it. You always gotta finish how you go about a level of emotion. You gotta, if you want to break something, if you're gonna break something, like it doesn't have to be physical, okay? But if you decide to break something, you gotta clean it up. So then I asked myself the next moment, and it doesn't matter if I'm right or wrong. It doesn't matter if the person is completely the fucking fool in this. If you decide to have the argument, go all the way in and say how you really fucking feel, I'm going to be honest. You deciding from that point shows you that you can really just choose the other side and just walk away, not say anything. Because you're becoming socially aware and socially conscious about how you are experiencing certain things and how you are reacting. Again, you get to choose how you can react. There was a situation today with my mother, and I chose, actually, I did choose. I always choose. Everybody chooses how they feel. The emotion kind of came a little bit too quick, but I still chose. I'm not even going to give my excuse. I still chose. And I should have chose to just walk away. But I chose, you know what? I'm going to do it. Instantly, I'm like, fuck. This is something that we're choosing daily not to really walk into, Jasmine. And you know that this is not the default that we can keep going back to. No matter how much this pissed you off, we just can't do it anymore. You know the repercussions. You know what can happen. You know what this can lead to. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you felt. Doesn't matter if she pushed your buttons. It didn't matter if she said the most wrongest thing. You knew good and well that you're still choosing to stay here. Number one. Number two, regardless if you feel stuck or not, regardless if you have something or not. I mean, baby girl, you're choosing. You're choosing every day, regardless if it's hard choice or a wrong choice, good choice or a not good choice. Like you're still choosing it, regardless of how you feel, regardless if the person is right or wrong. You're choosing. Number two, number three, you know that she acts like this all the fucking time. Number four, you did kind of have some thoughts right before that incident happened. So you did kind of make it a reality. So at this point, it's really all your fault. And I took responsibility for it. And even what I did, I told him, hey, you know what? I finished it. I said my piece. But at the end of the day, it didn't have to go that far. I didn't have to say anything back. I could have rather allowed someone to just stand there stupidly and carry on with my day. But if you're going to choose to feel that, finish it. And I finished it. And then and in the moments of me being in the car, regardless if I was going to go live or not, because I didn't really know, I decided to ask myself, what can we do in this moment to shift you out of feeling this? How can I speak truth into you? There's something that's rising up out of you that you don't feel settled in. And maybe this is the lesson that you need to have. Maybe you needed this moment. Maybe you needed this blow up. Maybe you needed this time to assess something deeper within your psyche, within your soul, within your print that is awakening, that wants to wake up, that wants to be removed, that needs to be transformed, cleared out, so that you can come into better union with your partner. And yes, you weren't even necessarily, you wouldn't think this is about him, but yes, it is. You're trying to have a clear state of mind, a clear, healthy state of mind coming into connection with this partner because you don't want to do the same thing to your partner. So take your time and assess what you're going through. And this is how I do my shadow work. I didn't try to blame my mom. Mm-mm. I don't give a fuck. She does that shit all the time. It's irritating as hell. And so therefore, you should know. Therefore, you get to choose way beforehand. Any time that she wants to act like this, you get to choose how you want to feel. And so this is how you integrate and you take action on what I'm teaching you or what anyone is teaching you. You assess. Almost like, do I want to take the red pill or the blue pill today? Do I want to be angry or do I want to be smart about the situation? And no, I'm not sitting here and nor do I want to be calculated, nor do I even want to think about this situation. What do I want to do? I want to get back to a normal state. So how do I alchemize this situation? Never go into a situation trying to argue with someone when you really ain't got to argue no fucking point. This is what I'm trying to teach you, especially you, Cheyenne. You ain't got to do nothing. And there is a lot of times where I don't say shit and someone's head should have got knocked off that day. And you know why I didn't say anything? Because I said in my righteousness, not self-righteousness, even if I am, I just sat in the righteousness point of I know that I'm right and I know that I have the full tools and totality to back anything up. And if someone wanted to fully press the point, I will have full evidence regardless of what is said or not. And because I have conviction in myself and self-love and self-belief, I don't have to say anything. I'm not trying to even strategize against this person. That's where you're going into a state of a healthy mindset. Even today, I was on a live, right? And I did hear my ancestor say, "Hey, don't be a Captain Save a Hoe on here, okay? Like she's gonna have to even though you understand her context, you can't do that." And so I learned from the understanding of what they were really trying to tell me because I'm not that type of person. I feel like if you're ganging up on somebody and you miss someone's whole entire context of what they're saying, I feel very much obligated to say something because I don't like that. But there's a lesson. There is me being pushed out. I am being pushed out. Everyone is me pushed out. And this is a reflection of me. And it's someone that has to learn how to stand 2 toes down on their opinion and learn how to speak from a full point of their context, meaning they need to not speak until they have fully unpacked themselves. This was a live debate about racism, okay? And she wasn't wrong about what she was saying. She just couldn't get to her context, to the full context of what she was saying. So everybody was trying to gang up on her. I'm just like, bro, this is not even hard to comprehend of what she's really trying to say. I already know what she's trying to say. But Spirit was saying, my answer says, don't save her. And this lesson is that I have to learn how to stand 10 toes down on my word. I have to learn that there's people. I just thought about this too. There's people that are watching you. There's people that will come to your aid. There has been multiple people that have wanted to come to your aid because they have seen you be so misunderstood from a standpoint where they felt compelled to say something. So if I'm experiencing this and I know that this person is just me too in a different version of me, right? Then there's something that is coming down the line that I will probably be in that position, which I don't think that's that. I've already been in that position multiple times. I have learned how to just say what I want to say. And if I don't have the full context of something, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to put myself in a conversation where I get misread. I don't have time for that. I don't like to be misunderstood. But at the same time, it's about learning to standing on what you stood for. You can switch up any time, but you got to stand on it. I was also learning that people will put their foot in their mouth. I'm also learning that, and then there was this other woman. I said something that because I was curious about what the girl was saying, like, where are you from? Like, why are you where are you from to have this type of ideology? I was curious because she said first generational. I said, okay, understood. That makes more sense. There was another girl that tried to keep talking about we need to stop bringing up where people are from because her point was semi-valid, but not valid enough for me to completely agree with her. I didn't give a fuck that much about her point. Actually, I didn't because it was very much inaccurate and it was very disingenuous. And I don't give a fuck what anybody say. It was such a disingenuous comment to make on a subject that everybody knows that your environment is literally is going to be the measurement of how you think. And then when I'm studying astrology, I'm just like, yeah, girl, sure. Okay. Like, we're not going to be able to really fully leave this part of the conversation out. But okay, whatever. I digress. And she kept trying to come hard. And she was just trying to say it in general. But I'm just like, girl, I know that I brought up this topic. And I'm just sitting here like, when is she going to direct this comment to myself? And then it's just like Spirit is saying, really, not saying, but it's just kind of like, maybe Spirit is just saying, maybe she's not doing this because she don't have time to get in a fight with me. And I really don't have a time to be in an argument with people that we all agree on the main topic. So the little details where we don't agree is very just getting us off subject. And she reiterated something again. And I felt like she was definitely talking to me because I'm just like, girl, can you just direct it this time? Like, what are we doing? But I was just sitting there and I'm not strategizing on how to get my get back because it's not there's no point to make. Okay, I'm trying to reiterate this to a lot of you guys that always try to create a strategy. I be doing that shit too. And sometimes there's no strategy, babe. There's this sitting the fuck down and not saying a goddamn fucking word. You don't have to say shit. And in my mind, I was like, who the fuck is she talking to? Like, but then I'm just like, I don't need to say anything. I was already instructed to not save somebody. I don't need to say anything to her. She doesn't want to direct it to me, so I don't need to redirect it back to her. There's points and times where y'all get in arguments for no fucking reason. And I will sit here and I will be very much authentic and very much real with you guys that I'm not saying that I don't get into arguments. I get into arguments. I do. I would love to say that I argue with a lot of stupid people. No, no. I'm not going to say it like that. What I am going to say is that each and every single time I do get in an argument, or before I get in an argument, I know how the person thinks. And I don't necessarily allow people to finish their point. And there's times where I try to balance that because I'm just like, I really don't want to talk over somebody. I do want to hear their point to make sure that I'm not missing their point. But because I am a very intuitive person, I know what the fuck is going to fly out their mouth. I do. In the moments when you're getting an argument, again, there's you think you have to say everything, and babe, you really don't. You can really just not say shit. And I don't ask you to be the passive aggressive prick because that's louder than someone being aggressive. I I despise people that are very passive aggressive and just do it, and especially people that hide their hand. Now, if you want to be passive aggressive and petty and you're like, hey, I'm showing you my hand. I'm being petty with you. Well, I like people like that. But when you're trying to be petty aggressive and then hide your hand, that's one thing that I just cannot stand. That's the nerve. That's the nerve. But even with those people, what are you learning? Most of those times, people want attention. They want attention. They want to be understood. And sometimes people put themselves in conversations that is over their education to sound smarter and be educated. And there's essentially nothing wrong with what people are doing. What is wrong is the actions that they're taking to get what they're trying to get. Everyone on this planet is trying to receive some type of form of love. And what they're looking for is their mom or dad love, or they're looking for the love within themselves or spirit love. And until they find it, they're going to end up doing things that even exemplifies as if they have no capacity. And I'm not here, like, I am not your girl that's gonna be a bitch with y'all. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not doing that. There has been girls that try to come on here, and yes, there has been people that try to go up against me for some odd fucking reason. I'm just like, baby, what are we doing here? I'm confused as fuck. There's one thing to be jealous, but two, today she tried to throw something at me that I even did to you. Why are you lying? That doesn't make sense. But you're younger. So I take that into a point. And people hate when I take those type of levels of compassion. You know why I take that compassion? So I don't overarch my authority. She's high school. You deal with high schoolers on the level of how they think, regardless if you think that they should be tried as an adult or not. I'm not doing that. There's these groups of people thought like they were like I appreciated him to the point after until up to the point they started talking about this teenage girl calling her stupid because she failed every single school year, and she came to you guys with the need. It's just like, I don't care what she did to me. There doesn't give me an excuse to just be like that to somebody else. I'm not like that. I'm sorry, and nobody's gonna make me like that either. And I think that's maybe I get walked over. Well, I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna change who I am because you think that I should call somebody stupid because they failed every school year, but this girl is literally 17 and y'all are quadruple her age. So what am I trying to say? Some of y'all's contracts is ending, and probably even mine too, because y'all say stupid shit that you ain't have to fucking say. And I'm not saying it where you're like just like in the wrong. I'm saying as when you're not in the wrong and you ain't gotta say shit. You ain't gotta do nothing. You just trying to take it to a different level because you trying to show some superiority complex and authority. Sometimes you don't have to do that. Sometimes y'all flexing boundaries that nobody gives a fuck about. And I had to say some shit. Sometimes you just need to leave someone on the phone, on the ringer. It's kind of why I like the 90s a little bit better. I'm going to be honest. This technology is just not giving the pizzazz of, nigga, I left you on the phone, on the ringer. And you gonna hear dun, dun, dun. I need y'all to hear that again. But that's a whole different topic. You know, some of y'all's contracts is getting tested because y'all said some shit that you didn't have to fucking say. You try to get your revenge. You try to do some things. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I didn't do that shit. I tried. It did not work for me. It actually failed. Because you're trying to mock as if you are something down here below, baby. It don't work that way. Mm-mm. You're trying to get back at someone that hurt you when you know good and well the laws of the universe will handle that motherfucker for you. Sometimes y'all just need to walk the fuck away. And that's the lesson that I continuously to learn today. You didn't have to say nothing. You didn't have to do fucking shit. Because you're also causing a little of disruption of something that you might need from that said person, regardless if they fucking shitty or not. I need y'all to understand not how I think. I don't want you to think how I think, but sometimes, not everybody's going to think. I'm talking from a generalized perspective of how you should think, how you should move. And this is a one size fits all campaign right here. You ain't got to say everything. You don't. Not everything that comes to your fucking mind, hon. It doesn't have to be said. It doesn't. And then y'all be like, why don't y'all say this to them? We do. We do. But we do it in silence. You don't give energy to something that you don't want to talk to. And I didn't have to do that today with my mom. I could really just, half the time I ignored her. But, there's another thing where I do get annoyed when I have to ignore her because that's not my energy. I don't like ignoring people. And so I want y'all to understand in these processes too, I know that it feels like you have to adopt certain things to protect yourself from getting hurt. And I know how that feels, but I want you to unravel the true, authentic version of yourself completely, where you are not being blocked and stopped from being your true entire self. I want you to be your real self authentically and actually enjoy the processes of who you are. Again, everything is a choice. Okay? Everything is a choice. It might be a hard choice. It might be a good choice. Sometimes it feels like the bad choice at that time. But again, you have a choice. And if you think that you don't have a choice, baby, you're lost. Then what you realize, you need to have some decorum of faith. All right. I think that's all for now. I think I did want to say that. And then I think that's really just for me. And maybe this whole live was just for me. Maybe you didn't resonate the fuck at all. And that's okay. But I feel a breakthrough coming. I feel a breakthrough that is so enormous that it's really right in front of our faces. And Spirit wants you to keep going and working out what has been already manifested. And what has been, that's another thing. What has been manifested is becoming clear. You didn't think that this manifestation was going to happen, but it did. It did. Whatever is manifesting is the thing that you need to keep manifesting. Yeah, you need to keep knocking at it, honey. Regardless if it's a retrograde, Pluto retrograde, they said, don't worry about Pluto retrograde and you think that this person is just going to walk the fuck back out your life. This person ain't walking back out your life. This person just walked back in. This ain't a Mercury retrograde. This ain't even a Venus retrograde. This is an ultimate transformational portal of your spiritual contracts retrograde. Saying, y'all was supposed to have a kid about 2-3 years ago. What happened with that? Okay, well now you got to pay a mortgage. You're supposed to be paying a mortgage and you don't even have that. What happened? Oh, because he slid in somebody else's DM. Okay, welcome back to the laws of the universe. What did you do in your psyche and your world to make him walk to someone else's DM? I'm sorry. I think the universe is going to be like, bro, I don't give you what the fuck you want. I give you what you are embodying. And if you're not embodying the full totality of what you're desiring, I'm only going to give you this. You're not getting this. You're getting this. He walked. So you forfeited your whole entire contract because he decided to walk in someone else's DMs. I mean, when you really think about how, and that's the thing, y'all need to start thinking about what is the importance of this relationship? And I think that's where y'all are getting blocked at again. Okay? Because you have childhood wounds where your parents made you never feel like you're important. They've always showed that their relationship is not important. There's always on arguments. There's always on tensions. They're always on like a three-way with the pastor trying to figure out what the fuck going on with their relationship. It's always some fucking mess, right? So you're operating in that programming because you still haven't decided to deprogram this level, or you're not aware yet. So you're not taking this relationship as serious because your parents didn't take you seriously, because they didn't take their own relationship seriously, and that just keeps going back and back and forth. So you're sitting here not taking the relationship fully seriously, even though you think that you are, but you're not. So you're creating realities where he's walking into someone else's DMs. And even if that reality was chosen through your own consciousness to invoke an awakening for both of you, for trust to learn how to build trust, to open up the bond even more, to understand what trust means, because both of you need to know what trust is. You ended up breaking up because he walked in someone's DMs and you forfeited the whole fucking contract. And the contract said that you supposed to have 3 to 4 kids. He was never going to cheat on you after this motherfucking incident. He was actually going to marry you. Y'all was going to have $5 billion houses all over America and the US and different places in different countries. You was supposed to have you were supposed to be really worldwide known. Baby, I'm just asking you, do you know the importance of this relationship? Or are you going to allow some simple 3D symptom get you in the way of the real spiritual contract? That's why I'm be asking y'all, do y'all really want to get a reading? Why you keep asking me that same question? Like, why are we not getting deeper? Because I'm going to be honest. That's why I did ask, oh girl, what's the past life between me and him? I need to know that. I've gotten readings on what is our purpose. Okay. And that's the main message that we're going back to from the beginning. The divine feminine needs to understand sacred purpose. What's the purpose of this relationship? Y'all are mad that your parents didn't ask you why you were so important, why you were born at a certain time, why you did certain things that helped them awaken them from a different point of view. Understand the purpose of yourself and your relationships. Why are you here on earth? You trying to walk away from someone because y'all had a minor disagreement. Okay, I know the walking in someone's DM is just really triggering some of y'all to a point where Jasmine says cheating. I didn't say that he fucked the bitch. I didn't say he fucked her. I didn't say that she fucked her. I didn't say none of that. I just said he just walked in somebody's DM. You don't know what the fuck he was asking. He could have asked what type of bread she cooked for dinner. Like, he could have probably wanted that bread, made that bread for your ass. Because he knows you like certain types of bread. And it'd be all so simple. And y'all be really breaking up for the smallest shit. And then you wonder why you're sitting here 5 years later trying to figure out where's your soulmate. Babe, really? I'm not doing that work for you. No, you decided to get in an argument with him over something so fucking dumb. And y'all allow society and other people's relationship goals make you break up with your person. Y'all get upset with Klay Thompson. I'm not saying I'm not agreeing with him, because there was a point that I think that was just, just, hey bro. But y'all get mad as somebody wanting to be polygamous because they don't know if they want to be monogamous or polygamous. And I know there's more context to that situation, but y'all try to downplay somebody. And just 2-3 years ago, Megan Thee Stallion was talking about hot girl summer. Meaning y'all had 4-5 niggas on y'all motherfucking roster. Bitch, be fucking for real. Y'all need to really start thinking about, am I really going to break my commitment over this lower level 3D archetype bullshit? Or are we going to actually reach God level energy? And you trying to get to the contract. So when your person walks back in, or your person is asking, should I stay or should I go? You should really ask yourself, should they stay with your ass? And if the answer is no, but you want them to stay, how can you rectify it? How can you really get on one accord to get it done and get it right?
There's a blessing in every lesson, and I'm glad that I know it all.
This is why when mine left, boy, bye, gone. Find yourself. Ain't nobody finna be mad when people trying to find themselves. Yeah, you're gonna have a little sadness here and there. I'm not saying that you're not gonna have normal human emotions, babe. But y'all want commitment so bad. I'm talking to myself now too, okay? Don't ever get it twisted. I always talk to myself too. You're seeking perfection on a layer in a relationship that ain't even in there yet. You asking requirements of a person and don't even know what they healing from. You asking people to do shit for you that you haven't even done your goddamn fucking self. You asking things of people that haven't even rectified some things within themselves to be even thinking about how to do that for another person. Y'all need to be a little bit more realistic and a little bit more genuine when it comes to these type of relationships. And y'all acting like y'all don't want to join into no relationships, but be doing all this extra rigmarole shit. And I'll be getting on the niggas too. Okay. Someone said y'all did all this extra motherfucking shit and y'all still having a problem to want to marry somebody. You've been with this person for 10 years, but when someone brings up marriage, you get cold feet, nigga. How, nigga, where? You're too caught up in experiences and not having enough levels of commitment. Let's get to a different type of level of what we're experiencing. You don't want commitment? Baby, if you can't commit to one person, how are you committing to anything else in your life? It's in your blueprint that you're supposed to be in a relationship, that you were supposed to really start dating at the age of 21. You started dating, and of course, yes, you was going to have some blips and blops because you're still fresh the fuck out of high school. 4 years, to be exact. And you think that you're going to have a picture perfect relationship and you're basing every single relationship off of that 21-year-old fucking heartbreak up to 29 years old, 30 years old, and you're going to really just call yourself short? Call it it's just over for you? Bitch, you ain't even made it at your 20s. You're not even 35 yet. Why are you upset? You haven't even had your Saturn return. Some of y'all are snowflakes for real. It's life, baby. I finally got over this little hunch of like, dang, and I still have these moments sometimes where I just feel like, damn, I didn't really get to do what I wanted to do in my 20s. Girl, no one really got to do what they wanted to do in their 20s. And if they did, they're lying to you. And if they had a good time, they probably had some money. Or they just made it, or that was their time to fully be alive and submersed. Okay, who gives a fuck? You're pending your arrival time. You're pending other people's arrivals times into your life because you're so locked in about what happened to you at 21 years old. Where are we computing? Where are we thinking logical? You don't do that to yourself. I told this one guy, I said, baby, I understand when shit got you fucked up, but you don't allow a whole year to go by and you just fucked. No, it don't work that way for me, boo. You give yourself 3 months to feel every inch of your emotion. I don't even want to sit in 3 months. Baby, I don't want to sit in a day. Okay? I got shit to do. But it's understandable. Pain is pain. Grief is grief. Heartache is heartache. But baby, after 3 months, that 4th month, you need to be like, okay, I can't drown forever. Again, this is about choice. You are choosing every day how you want to feel. And if you want to feel in that negative emotion and you want to show up with that belief system every single fucking time, with the tone that you have, with the energy you have, the attitude you have, baby, you ain't going nowhere. And why do I say this? Because there was a point in time where my ex-best friend led me into this bar, right? And it was not my type of crowd. Mm-mm. No, honey, it was not my type of crowd, okay? I'm just like, why the fuck do you bring me up in this bar? But if I decide to constantly criticize every single thing that I saw that I didn't feel familiar with, I wouldn't have met the most amazing people, even if I'm not around them. I don't give a fuck if I'm mad at them or they're mad at me. I really don't give a damn. I wouldn't have met the most amazing people that shifted the way that I think and feel about the world. These people made me feel loved. These people helped me get back into dancing. These people never judged me. These people made me feel like I was a queen. These people gave me my root when it comes to how I show up, how many times I show up, how much energy I put in. And I literally got a lot of my first clients that way. Now I got a lot of clients online, but that time, as long as I had with these people, this specific bar, and I had a time of my fucking life, I did. If I showed up with the continuous of that first reaction to what I was walking into, I wouldn't have been able to I wouldn't be in this spot right now. I wouldn't be in this spot right now. Y'all got to show up a little bit differently. Okay, regardless if you feeling like you're in enemy territory or not, you need to embody who you say that you're going to be everywhere you go. Okay, and no, I'm not code switching. I don't have time to do that. I don't like doing that. Okay, there's a time and a place for an hour for everything, but I'm not going to be code switching. I'm tired of Black people doing that. I don't know why y'all think that's cute. Code switching for who? No, I don't code switch. You're going to get what you get. Yeah? Okay. I respond to my environment. I do. But I'm not going to code switch. I'm not going to code switch nothing. When y'all come in contact with your twin flame, please stop trying to code switch to fit the narrative of what you think that they're fitting. They're just you, babe, in a different form. And maybe if you learn to start embodying the things that you always knew about yourself and you stop hiding those parts, you wouldn't feel so fucking uncomfortable when your twin flame is doing the exact same thing that you want to do. Okay? All right. I'm done. Y'all gotta stop blaming everybody. You gotta start looking at yourselves from a different standpoint. Okay? I'm not giving myself no credit, no fee for how I acted earlier. None. I don't care. It's not. You don't get to do that. It doesn't matter. I don't care how mad you are. How you feel. Stop allowing certain places and things and situations and people take you out of your character. Someone's always watching. Someone's always watching. It's fucked up. Because you know who you are. Why I always gotta act this way? Because you know who you are. Why I always gotta be the bigger person? Because you know who you are. You are the bigger person. Why are you complaining about being the right guy? You're only complaining because you feel like someone else doesn't get repercussions. And you want someone to suffer so fucking bad that if you really knew where you were going, you wouldn't give a fuck what this person's karma is going to look like, because their life is definitely not looking like your life. You're getting contracts and high spiritual rank contracts and gifts and recognition from the higher and these realms, and you're trying to check for someone else's karma. But you're supposed to be better than them. What are you saying? Stop calling yourself a fucking healer. What you're doing is you're induced yourself to look for drama. That's what you're looking yourself for. And then you wonder why you can't get higher in your own rank and in your world, because you're constantly searching for someone else's demise. Who do you think you fucking are? It shows that you don't love yourself, boo. You know what you're doing? You're acting out on how everybody else wanted to see you fail. This is why we have to reprogram. Y'all would say, I would never act that way. I would never act that way. And come up in situations where you have to act that way. You don't understand duality, boo. You got to understand that to raise your vibration instantly. When you understand duality, you'll understand vibrations. You'll understand mirrors better. I ain't mad at nobody from my past to the fullest extent. I really wish that everybody could come back together. That's my biggest hope. And I know that that might not be reasonable. I know that that might not happen. But if it does happen, I'll be surely happy and glad. But that's enough. Y'all get some rest. I'll see y'all soon. Okay? Peace.